Hey guys, welcome to another G4 guitar practice vlog. Wanted to kind of come on here and do what's hopefully a small kind of bite-sized clip for you. Want to address two topics in the one video, but both kind of linked around the same thing. So the first one is linked to the holiday season. We've got the summer holidays coming very fast, and whether you're one of our juniors or you're a parent of a junior that we teach and you're going on holiday, or you're one of our seniors and you're taking some downtime away with the family or loved ones, it all apply to both of you. So we wanted to address that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was the practice numbers. So kind of the amount of time spent each month practicing. So really small, really hopefully short and sweet clip, but we'll see. We'll go from here. I have kind of planned out what I'm going to say. Let's just hope it goes to plan. So the first thing I want to talk about is the holidays. So we are all, including myself, Shane has also been on holiday this month. He was out in New Hampshire. Fair enough, he was playing bass when he was in New Hampshire, but I guess that kind of counts as a holiday. And he was around Europe. I'm going to Italy on my honeymoon in August. So we've all kind of got holidays and that plan. That being said, more so for the parents than with the adults, we get a lot of people kind of saying, we're going to stop lessons for the month of August and we'll come back in September. That's really dangerous, not in a really kind of sinister way, but just from a guitar perspective in a couple of ways. The first way is, if you think of it between, however long your child has been learning the guitar with us, to take 1 month away is very detrimental to their progress. They've spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of minutes that we've actually logged in the practice logs in their books, spent playing the guitar. And 6 weeks, couple of months away from the instrument, that's pretty detrimental. And it means if they come back, chances are we're going to need to revisit some old ground, which sometimes for the child and the adults isn't that interesting, and it can be a bit painful to do that. So you could be sparing them from a lot of annoying kind of lessons where they're having to cover things that they thought they'd already done, but had since forgotten. So my recommendation to you, if you're going away on holiday and you can't take the guitar, come to lessons that you are here for. So, again, you've got the kids, the adults have got all this time to spend doing the things they enjoy. You've got downtime away from work, you've got time away from school, time away from college. Spend it doing the things you enjoy doing. The guitar. The guitar is one of our hobbies, so spend it doing that. But yeah, the whole taking time off over the summer, that can be a real issue for kids. Also, as well, just from a logistical point of view, because a lot of you enjoy a really convenient sort of time slot that kind of just fits very well with your kind of day-to-day in the week, with siblings doing other things around St. Albans and that. If you take yourself off of our scheduling system, so if you were to stop lessons for a month, we're obliged to give the lessons away. So, for example, we cannot reserve your slot for the date that you would come back. Unfortunately, we don't have that facility, and that's not an option for us. So just be aware of that. If you've got a really good, convenient slot, you want to keep that slot. My biggest piece of advice to you is come to the lessons. If you're not abroad, come to the lessons. If you're in the country, do what you can to come to lessons. The kids and the adults that come to lessons during times where everyone else is away, you tend to find they actually excel better because they're doing the work. They're working harder. They've got more time in class, more time around myself and Hugh, and we're able to help you guys out a lot more. We can't really do that if you're not here. So just be aware of that. If you go away, time away from the instrument, really detrimental to your progress, really detrimental to your kids' progress as well. And also, from a logistical point of view, it can be a bit of a nightmare as well. I am going to include a link in the description, so I guess that kind of comes up down there, to our shop. We sell travel guitars, so that's a guitar that's modified and enables people to put them in suitcases and take them on holiday and things like that. Really good for a couple of our adults are raving about them. Guys that work abroad a lot, that can take, you've got your 6 hour layover in Abu Dhabi, you can sit out and bang out some Bob Dylan or whatever in the airport. But yeah, you can put it. It's a very very small sort of guitar. It looks like a ukulele, but it's got 6 strings on it. So I'll include a link for that in the content below. The other thing I kind of wanted to touch on was the practice numbers. So for the adults, we're talking 900 minutes. For the kids, we want 600 minutes, and for the young beginners, the little guys and girls, we want 300 minutes. A lot of people go, "Why the hell do you want that? Why is there that in any importance?" If I do 500 minutes, and I'm short by 400, if you're an adult, then surely that should be good enough. Yes and no. There are reasons as to why we would ask for that sort of figure. So let's just take the adults for an example. I use them because it is the longer practice session. So we ask for slots of 900 minutes. Now, 900 minutes broken down evenly over a month rounds up to about 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day is a pretty manageable task for most people. At this time of year, especially this year, as opposed to last year, especially, it's a lot harder for adults to kind of come to me and go, "Oh, I didn't have time for this," or whatever. Because I go, "Oh, did you catch the match? The England-Iceland match? Oh yeah. Did you watch all of it? Yeah. I watched it live. Yeah." And I'm just gonna. You see where I'm going with that? Yeah. So 90 minutes of football. To watch England, you've dedicated 90 minutes of your time for a team that you kind of knew was never really going to go anywhere. We're not going to get into a football discussion now, but you know what I mean. So all we want is 30 minutes, and it's not like we want it because we're just demanding it. It's actually so that you can actually progress with your checklists. If you're not putting the regular time in, you're not going to progress with your checklist, and that's just the cold hard facts of the matter. By putting in lots of regular practices, so bite-sized manageable practices, that goes for all the grades, whether you're young, beginner, adult, junior, you're going to have far better success than just sitting there trying to do 4 hours on a Monday and hoping that will see you through for the rest of the week. You won't remember anything you've done the following week. So if you're doing, and you're rotating those skills, so chords and scales, arpeggios and reading, strumming chords, etc., etc. You know the score, you know the drill. You're going to get on far better than someone that's just sitting there hammering away, on the guitar for 4 hours once a week, and you'll enjoy it more because the guitar becomes a lot more manageable, and you'll actually find that you want to practice longer because 30 minutes is a breeze. If you're not practicing, say for example, and I will say this, because we've had this instance with kids and with adults, if you're unable to practice for the time, like say for example, I've got some adults that are like, I just can't visualize how I'm going to get these 30 minutes into my day, I will help you. And the first thing I can say is, well, A1, be real and talk to me about it. And don't be defensive, just talk to me about it and look at it from a perspective of, I've been in your position before, I've studied, worked, when I first started teaching at G4, I actually worked in 2 different other jobs. So in terms of balancing everything, I can work with you on that. Now, just to start off with, if you're unable to get 30 minutes consistently, just be consistent. Just get 20 slots of 10 to start off with, and then once you can get consistent, we'll build on it. That's the biggest thing. Now, what I don't want is a queue of people saying, "Oh, I know I usually do 30 minutes of practice, but I've dropped down to 15, but it's consistent." I am aware of who the people are that struggle to get 30 minutes of practice. So if you aren't able to get the 30, 20 or 10 minutes of practice in, just work on being consistent. For the young beginners, that could be just pick the guitar up and just twang away on it once a day. And before you know it, make games out of it. You've seen the games that I play in the classes with the kids. You don't have to be a guitarist in order to play those games. I spoke to a parent the other day, and they just have a sing-along. kid doesn't even know any chords, but they get up and do like a karaoke type scenario. That gets the kids around the instrument, that gets them playing some music, and that's all good stuff. That counts at their age. So just bear that in mind. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. Kind of a lot of information in that short space of time, but yeah. So just be aware of your progress and kind of how things operate during the holiday season. We don't necessarily recommend people take a break over summer. Yes, we do run lessons during the summer holidays. We don't close. We've never closed during term time. The only time we ever close is the last week of December and the first week of January. It's the only time we're closed. So yeah, holiday talk and practice numbers talk. Hope that helps. Any questions, you can email us, come and see us, come see me, give us a call, or whatever. And yeah, we'll see you in class. Bye.